at what, 6:30?
Yeah, the clock's off.
I got 6:30. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a roll call, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Here.
William Byers,
Here.
Pete Gipp here, Tim Fortier,
Here.
Rick Holtz.
Here.
Have a quick-
All right, so we're going to have the election for the board for president, vice president, and secretary. So do I have nominations for the president? So we have a nomination for Tim. Do we have a second? No one wants to second you?
I guess not.
I
That's
guess
fine.
not. All right.
So,
So what do we do?
Ask if there's any other nominations.
Is there any other nominations?
Nominate that we stay the same for one more year. Since you're doing such a good job.
You
All right.
said second term already.
Does that matter?
yeah,
It's
well,
supposed to be limited to 2 terms.
Oh, okay.
you gotta let somebody else have a chance.
Gotta let go, Rick. But I ain't taking it.
Can I redact in second?
Okay, we have a first and a second for Tim Fortier. Mr. Fortier, would you be willing to serve as president?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
William Byers,
Yes.
Pete Gipp, yes, Tim Fortier,
Yes.
Rick Holtz, yes.
Yes. Passes 5-0. So does he run it the rest of it, or
Yes, he's been,
since he's been elected?
is there an oath that you took?
All right, proceeding with elections, I would like to get a nomination for vice chairman.
I'd like to make a motion for Mr. Byers.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Vote.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
William Byers,
Yep.
Pete Gipp, yes, Tim Fortier,
Yes.
Rick Holtz.
Yes.
Passed. Welcome to the new chair.
Thanks.
So when he's not here, you
think-
get to run it.
The next spot open for election is recorder. Do we have any nominations?
Take the nomination for Mr. Gipp to keep it.
I'll second.
Yeah, I guess. Same job.
The vote, please.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
William Byers,
Yes.
Pete Gipp, yes, Tim Fortier,
Yes.
Rick Holtz.
Yes.
All right. New officers are in place.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion on the minutes from our last meeting?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as read, as presented.
I'll second.
Have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. All right. Do we have any communications?
No, not at this time, no.
All right. At this time, I will call each case by case number and name of the petitioner. I would ask that you come forward, state your name and address for public record, at which time you will be given an opportunity to present your case, accompanied by any professionals that you may have with you. After that, we will have a staff report pertaining to each case presented this evening. We will then have a question and answer period for the board members. We will then open the floor for comments, not questions, from the audience. If you are desirous of speaking for or against any case, we ask that you please sign in at the registry in the center aisle. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes. The board will then render a decision either for or against, ask for a deferral for more information or other reasons which we will state, or the board will make no recommendation to the town council. At this time, would you please silence any communication devices, cell phones, pagers, etc.? Thank you. All right, our first case is Z8UB3-40424. Stendler Sign and Graphics petitioner and Denmark College Dennis Beavers owner. Located at 8101 Polo Club Drive. Variance of use approval from section 21-189. Subsection 8, in a planned unit development on 3.23 acres to allow an electronic messaging center.
At the, yeah.
Good evening to the board. My name is Tom Steinler, owner of Steinler Signs and Graphics, and I present to you the removal of existing sign faces and replacing of an electronic message center for Denmark College. The sign will be a full electronic message center with the variance in usage for the city as well, as has been asked to the owner for to present messages or type of publication that you might need for the town of Merrillville as well on their sign. I do have a letter for that to email back to you, Sheila. Our owner of the college was in acceptance of that agreement. The sign itself, it measures out at 36 inches high by 138 to fill the voided space of the existing sign faces that are currently there.
Thank you. Sheila.
Petitioner is seeking a variance of use approval from section 21-189-8 to allow an electronic message center in a planned unit development on 3.235 acres. More specifically, petitioner wants to locate this 4x7 electronic message center at 8101 Polo Club Drive to an existing sign and existing sign panel. Petitioner states that the setback of the sign is far enough away from Route 30 so as not to cause traffic issues. The petitioner, customer, only wants to be able to update the community while using a more modern informational form of communication. Petitioner submits that the approval of the proposed variance of use approval would not be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare, would not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of the other property in the immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted, nor will it substantially diminish and impair the property value. Petitioner will advertise town events when requested.
Thank you. And I'll bring it to the board for questions.
On this particular sign, is it just lit normal, or does it flash?
No, with the expectation of, the signs have what we know as nits. So it will be, during the evening, it will self-dim, so it won't be too bright and any type of traffic hazard. There won't be any scrolling or flashing type of messages.
Okay.
Will be operated 24 hours a day, or what?
Yes, that is correct.
Basically out with the old and in with the new?
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
The sign that's there now is just a lit sign?
It is just an illuminated sign face.
Okay. That's all I got.
And what, I can't read it, but what sign is it replacing? It says, looks like salon and something.
Yeah, salon and barber shop.
So they don't care that their signs move?
That is in the agreement with Dennis Beavers, the actual owner. I'm not real sure what their plans were. I think they were just going to utilize the sign that they currently have on the front of their building.
You don't have any communications on that they were upset about it or anything?
No, because basically, Mr. Beavers like owns the college there, where the barber shop and he owns the college, this is like a beauty college. So he owns the
He owns
college that was actually, the portion that was actually being advertised. You know, when you have a college, you can go there and get your hair done and get your, so that's basically him. You can go there and, at the barber's college, I did that when I was in college. At the barber college, it's cheaper. You can go there and get your hair cut and get your hair done by the students for a cheaper price. So basically, that was him on the bottom of that sign.
I guess I never realized Denmark College was hair. I thought it was like a small college type.
No, it's a beauty and barber college.
Okay.
When I used to get my hair cut, it was $6. Hey, now, which case are you here for?
So, yeah.
And the operative word was hair. Not hairs. Definitely a key word.
Any other questions from the board?
No.
Seeing none, I'll open it to the audience. Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
I make a motion to accept the variance of Z8UV30424.
We have a first, we have a second.
Sorry, Mr. Holtz, go
No,
ahead.
you got it.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
William Byers,
Yes.
Pete Gipp, yes. Tim Fortier,
Yes.
Rick Holtz.
Yes.
Asked?
Thank you, board, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Our next
it-
case is Z9V2-0424. Cynthia Fabian, petitioner and owner, located at 9888 Randolph Street. Variance from development standard from section 21-77 subsection 4 on 3.427 acres to allow a pole barn.
Hello, good evening. My name is Cynthia Fabian. I live at 9888 Randolph Street, Crown Point, Indiana. I would like to put up a pole barn. I currently have a shed that's kind of falling apart. The new pole barn will be definitely more beneficial to the aesthetics of my property. I have no direct neighbors. I have one neighbor that's probably, quarter mile away? It's not very close. So I would like a pole barn.
Sheila, please.
Petitioner is seeking a variance from development standards approval from section 21-77A4 to allow a 30 by 40-foot pole barn in a R1 single-family residential zoning district. Petitioner would like to erect a pole barn at 9888 Randolph Street for additional storage. Petitioner states that she doesn't have any neighbors in the immediate vicinity of her home. Petitioner further states that the pole barn will be a $70,000 investment, and without approval for said variance from developmental standards, she will not be able to erect the pole barn to store her equipment. Petitioner submits that the approval of the proposed variance from development standards would not be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare, and will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of the other properties in the immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted, nor substantially diminish and impair property values.
Thank you. I will bring it to the board for questions.
Is the pole barn going to be in the existing shed area?
It's a little bit over to the south of
It's
it.
more south and a little bit,
It doesn't show where it's supposed
Oh,
to
I
go.
didn't put it, it's not showing?
No, that's showing there.
Because we'll build the pole barn before we take down the old one, so we can move the supplies in the new pole barn. But it will be torn down.
Okay. Is this going to be a utility supplied building?
It will have electric to it.
not right off the get-go. That's in the future.
For electricity?
Electricity, yes. No gas, no water.
Gas, water?
No.
They have to run a hard surface to it, correct?
Yes.
So you know you have to have asphalt or
We're having concrete.
concrete?
40 by 30?
Yes.
How come so small?
Because I couldn't afford a bigger one.
What kind of equipment are you planning on storing?
I actually have 3 lawnmowers for my property. And it's like when they break, I end up buying a new one. So the 3 lawnmowers will go in there.
So it's not a business, it's
No,
just for your own?
no, not at all.
Okay.
Yes, personal property, that's it.
Sounds like you got the maintenance man with you.
Are you my maintenance man?
Sure.
And I believe you asked there's no business to be run out of it.
No business, no.
Any other questions from the board?
So obviously you're gonna run the road to the north of your house? Or your
Yes.
driveway?
Well, no, it'll go actually to the east. The barn is facing north and south, but the road will have a slight turn and run up through to the Randolph Avenue, or Randolph Street, which is east.
So it's, oh,
I'm sorry, you'll have a second cut onto Randolph then?
Yes.
That's, that needs to be applied for also?
When we do that part, we will apply for it.
So you need another another curb cut to put the driveway in, Miss Fabian?
We're not really having a driveway to the pole barn. It'll just be on concrete. It'll just be for my equipment in and out. There's not going to be a road. It's just going to be a pole barn.
So
Or-
what are you putting in there?
Lawnmowers.
And
No
equipment.
vehicles?
No
No
vehicles.
vehicles.
So there's just gonna be a small drive, like a pad,
There's not-
Concrete
there's-
pad.
Doesn't
like
need
a
to be.
skirt.
Okay,
Just an apron?
Right. It doesn't need
Yeah.
to have an access road because there's going to be nobody going in there. Nobody's going to be driving back there except for my lawnmowers.
It's not for cars or anything like that, or trucks.
is that appropriate, Sheila?
so I talked to your son first.
Yes.
And so I explained to your son that we don't allow gravel. And so he told me that you were doing concrete.
Right.
Okay. So when you come in to apply for your permit, we need to see where the concrete is going.
Okay. You got it marked out, right?
It's just a skirt. It's not like a whole road going to Randolph. It's just an apron. Kind of like an extra-large shed.
No,
Is
I
the
realize
purpose
that.
of the pole barn.
I have a lot of Christmas decorations that are going in there too.
So it's
Believe
not
it or
like,
not.
it's not like there's gonna be traffic going in and out of the pole barn.
So it's for storage only?
Basically,
It's
yes.
storage only, yes. So there will be an apron.
So as long as it's not vehicles that's
No,
driving
there's not
back
gonna be
there to
vehicles,
that?
other than lawnmowers, but that, I don't,
So it's more like a shed than?
yes,
Yeah, it's a big shed.
very large shed.
Is it going to be a concrete floor in it also?
Yes, the flooring of the pole barn will be concrete.
Since this is closer to your north property line, is there a adjacent neighbor?
There's nobody behind me at all.
Okay.
I was trying to think what the address is. Dr. Brezovan's big mansion, it was like on 228 acres, so it's all just basically junk trees behind me. To the left of me, there's an easement that goes to like another subdivision, but it's, what, a
60 feet
60-foot
at least.
easement besides my property. And then to the right of me, there is a house, but they actually see my shed, which I'm sure they'd be glad for that to go down. When we put the pole barn, there'll be actually trees blocking it, so they won't even see the shed. So there's really nobody, and the one across the street of Randolph, they would never see the back of it.
I'm
So I would just make a suggestion that we put a condition, no vehicles on it.
That's fine, because there won't be any.
in lieu of not having a hard surface to it.
Well, because they're not driving vehicles to it, and no vehicles, no cars or no trucks can drive back there. They're using it like a shed.
Okay.
But I would suggest that we put a condition on it, no vehicles.
See, typically, when you're building a pole barn, you have to have some sort of road that goes to it. When I say road, driveway, hard surface, and that's what we're contemplating. So if you do decide to park cars in it, you'll have to put a driveway in it.
If that's ever decided, but that's probably unlikely. And then we would put in a petition for that.
So if you do drive something back there and you get caught, then you'll be seeing some fines,
You know, there's gonna be nothing back there.
so.
Existing site plan doesn't actually show where the pole barn's gonna go.
I know, that's the only thing I have a problem with.
And that's
Your
probably, I
layout
thought the
is-
pole barn was on there.
Could they approach and draw it in here for us to see?
So let me see.
Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Actually, the code does not state hard surface to the building on it.
Oh, it doesn't?
I was surprised it does not.
We always, yeah,
Yep.
we always,
No, that's the 40. The 30 will be this.
Yep.
just one door to it,
Two.
too?
Just so if we put the lawnmowers, we could drive in and out without having to back them up, because two of them don't work right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So you're taking out some trees too? I mean, based on this?
We already took out a bunch.
Okay.
They've already been pulled down.
Like I say,
Besides the location, you should actually show the concrete apron, how big it is.
Concrete apron, concrete floor.
Yeah, off of the door.
Yeah, I'll be right here.
All right, now that we've got location figured out and the hard surface, any other questions from the board?
No.
Seeing none, I'll open to the public. Anyone like to speak for or against the petitioner? Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve case number Z9V2-0424 for this use only, and a condition that no vehicles will be stored in there, no automobiles or trucks.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Do we also then say we're waiving the need of a hard surface to it?
I don't know if you need to say that because they're not bringing vehicles. That's the purpose of the hard surface, but you can if you like.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, I was just like, if they decide to put vehicles in it, they've got to come back and put a.
Yes, if we decide to put vehicles in it, we would have to come back.
So, all right,
Get a vote, please.
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
William Byers,
Yes,
Rick Holtz, Pete Gipp, Tim Fortier.
Yes. All right.
Rick, did you say yes?
I didn't say yes.
I know you didn't say anything.
It's not a no. You did say for this use only, for this petitioner only,
So,
and
Mr., if they sell the house, they're gonna leave it there. So, and the people that move in not gonna come back to have permission for it.
no, but
So
I mean,
that-
I say for this petitioner, so some other petitioner says, hey, you gave it to them. That's why I always thought that was what it's.
No, that clause for this petitioner only, at this location only, for this use only, goes for something like a school that's gonna be there, and if the school moves out and another school comes in, that means that that person has to come in and get permission to have a school in that same place.
Well,
These people are
if they
going,
do sell it, and the person doesn't know that they can't, they'll just start pulling their vehicles back there, and they figure, well, they've been having it back there, then that forces whoever buys it from them to have to find out that they have to have a driveway. Otherwise, they won't, never put a driveway in.
so a variance from developmental standards allows the petitioner to vary against the standard. The standard that they are varying against here is the fact that they don't have 5 acres.
Right.
If they had 5 acres,
They
they
would
could have
have-
just got a not do whatever, but they could have got a building permit and built the pole barn without this. So they're varying, and our code allows people that have 3.25 acres to have one garage, 864 square foot, and one shed, 192 square foot. But because they wanted a pole barn that was 30 by 40, that's the code that they're varying against.
Okay, but if they had the 5 acres and they came in, would you have had them put in a driveway, or would they have been?
No.
No.
My understanding that Mr. Mellon's motion encompassed the limitation that no motor vehicle be stored.
If you ever do sell, you have to let the people know buying it. They
Okay.
cannot.
I'm probably gonna die there, but that might be a different issue.
Okay. Yes.
That's what would be
Yes.
part of the disclosure on the sale of a home.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, we're at 5-0 in favor.
My wife store her Christmas stuff there.
We have, a-
I have 33 boxes of Christmas stuff above my garage, and my daughter is tired of carrying it up and down for me.
Yeah.
all right, we have a favorable vote, 5-0, so approved from us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is Z10E5-0424. Monica Snyder petitioner and Michael Shaver Jr. owner, located at 5681 Broadway. Special exemption approval from section 21-136 on .202 acres in a C2 community commercial zoning district to allow a child care center.
Good evening. My name is Monica Snyder. I stand before you today requesting special exemption for a small child care center. I'm currently in business. I work out of my home. I actually got you all a printout so you can know a little bit more about me. And now I'm trying to expand.
Sheila, please.
Petitioner is seeking special exception approval from section 21-136 to allow a child care center on .202 acres in a C2 community commercial zoning district. Petitioner would like to relocate, expand an existing daycare business to 5681 Broadway, Merrillville, Indiana. Petitioner would adhere to Indiana's highest quality early learning standards while offering a safe, play-based, hands-on approach to learning and a nurturing environment. The Child Care Center will inspire, support, and promote a child's cognitive, physical, and emotional growth. Early child care years are the most critical years of development for humans by the age of 5. 90% of the brain development and growth is completed. Magical Little Souls Academy goals are to provide quality care for all children. They are Path 1 licensed child care provider that provides quality child care service to families of the surrounding area in Northwest Indiana. The hours of operation are 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. There will be 4 employees and no more than 30 children. The town fire inspector has inspected the property. Petitioner is aware of the camera ordinance. Petitioner submits that the establishment of the proposed variance of use will not be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare, and will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other properties in the immediate vicinity and for the purpose already permitted, nor substantially diminish and impair property values. And this is for this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only.
All right, questions from the board?
What age group do the children already going to be?
So we currently serve 0 to 12. In the home right now, we only take them up 0 to 5 unless they have a sibling that's in school. We'll provide after-school care, and that will be the same.
I didn't see any drawings in here. Is there a building that goes with this? Or
She has,
did I miss it?
That's okay. That's what I was going to.
I'm thinking, did you all get double pages on the ages?
Yeah.
Did we miss one of the pages?
I might have missed one of the pages.
let me see.
Will you be fencing the property?
So we will put a small fence in the back. We will not fence the whole property. There are several doors on the property, I think maybe 6. So we plan on using the doors furthest from Broadway for enter and exit.
Is this one individual place, or is it
Yes.
part of a?
No, we're one individual place. We're not, we're not a franchise.
No, what I meant was, is it a storefront?
Oh, no, it's just, so it was a residential property that has been converted over to commercial.
Okay,
And it would just be us there.
okay, I got you.
So this particular building used to house, before Schaefer Motor, which is across the street, before they did their remodel on their building, their offices used to be in this particular building. And they did an upgrade remodel on their building, you know, it's all black and gold now. And now they're renting the facility out. Bob has been down to do an inspection to make sure that it suits what the state would want for children.
In your description, you state that Magic Little Souls Academy's goals are to provide a quality care for all children. They are a PATH licensed child care provider.
Yes.
Does that mean all your instructors are licensed with Indiana?
So everyone that works for us has to get consent through the state. Everyone has to be fingerprinted, background checked. There are courses that everyone has to take, yes.
There's just no mention of that in here, or that you have any type of licensing to run an establishment.
I'm not sure what's in there. I'm
It's
licensed.
It's what you gave me.
Okay. I am licensed through the state currently. You can find me on the government website. Been licensed since January 2023.
It's not our responsibility to look you up. You're supposed to provide us with that information.
And actually, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't know it wasn't in there. I did.
So it says here, Monica Stein is 34 years old, entrepreneur. She currently living in her gift. Monica is a CPR and first aid certified. Monica is also a certified CPR instructor. Monica has always worked. Monica holds a degree in early childhood education, and she worked her first daycare at the age of 16.
Correct. I did read that, but there's no statement of her being licensed to run a child care facility, or any of her employees are licensed.
So to clear it, our employees are not licensed. They have the consent through the state. I am the individual that is licensed. And honestly, your license just goes to the address. So once I'm approved, which I've already done my application, I'll get licensed through the state for that address. So how the state works is you get a license, but your license is for your address. It's not, I mean, I guess it's for you as well, but it can't go anywhere with you. Because if that was the case, then I'll just walk around and give it to, go anywhere, but you can't do that. So Magical Little Souls Academy is licensed right now at 2914 West 78th Place. Once we move, which we can't move until the state comes out and license the property. So I guess your question, no, we're not licensed yet, not for that property. But we are licensed for 2914 West 78th Place. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Okay, so again, I just have what you are telling
I
us.
understand.
The state would not issue them a occupancy unless they're licensed then? Right. Okay.
So the state, and I say this, I was on the phone with the state, not for her, but for another lady. The state wants us to provide them a license before they will come out and even consider them to be licensed. So that is, and I told the lady but that's the state. I went to a whole class on it. The guy got up and said that this is the way we doing it now, and that's how it is. And I raised my hand and said, well, can we not have daycares in Merrillville? And the lady said, put your hand down, no, because we have to be responsible, and I was on the phone for a little while with the lady. We have to give a daycare license, but then after we give a daycare license, we have to babysit that when I say babysit, I have to send Bob by there to make sure children aren't going in there until the state comes out and do it. And I'm not saying that the people will be dishonest, you know, like she would wait until, because she would never get licensed if she did wrong. But then when I was on the phone with the lady today telling her that then once we give a license, then we have to make sure that they're not operating until Bob goes back out there with them, with the state. But they require, that is their requirement, that we give them a license. So I have a list, I have right now, even with home daycares, I have a list of people that I have given town license to who don't have a state license, waiting for the state to come to approve them. And when the state comes, they contact Bob, and Bob goes and does the inspection with them. But that's just the way it is, and we can't get around it.
This was a situation where we were in the last meeting last time with the young lady that was starting the program and was moving out of her house. She had to do the same thing that was here, and her friend that had spoken for her was the young lady who's on our town council.
Yeah, but it's just the way they do it, and
Right.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of work for our office, and especially for Bob, the fire inspector, because he has this list that he has to go around to make sure, even homes, even like the home daycares, we have to make sure that they're not operating before the state comes out. Now, most of the people comply, because if they don't, they'll never get licensed again, they're cut.
Yeah.
But it's still a process that many don't, that, we don't want it, because we have to babysit it. I call it babysitting it,
The town is
because
doing their due diligence by making sure that.
making sure that they're not operational, because if we had an incident in the town not too long ago that caused a lot of uproar with the town, that happened at a daycare. So we don't want to be, we want to be right when it comes to the children, but unfortunately, that's just the way they do it.
So I guess the question before us is whether or not this building would be suitable for a child care center for the special exemption.
Right, and it is a house, I don't know if you're familiar with it, it sits right across the street from Schaefer Preferred Motors, and they used to have their offices in there before they get the remodel and move back across the street. Now they're leasing it out. So Bob does a good job of babysitting them.
And he's been out twice for us already, and
So, yeah,
Sheila, when it gets to daycare, is ADA a requirement, or does that even enter into it?
so if you have, if that's a state, the state is gonna check that when they come out. If you have, like the other young lady that was here before, if you have children that are in a wheelchair or can't get up steps or things like that, the state will tell you, okay, you can't take handicap, you can't service handicap because you don't have the facility to do it.
Okay.
Or if your doors are wide enough or whatever. The young lady that is going up on 61st Avenue, with her daycare, she got a contractor to come out and do, because it had 3 steps to do the ramp and make the door wider for ADA. But if the state comes out and sees that you don't have the ADA requirements for like the bathrooms and all of that, they'll tell her you can't service these students that require this for safety.
Do you have any of those? No?
no, we don't.
Don't plan on having any?
Not right now, no, because that's an added expense, so we're just,
Well, at least you know what you gotta do.
oh, yeah, I know.
What age group?
Right now, we do 0 to 5, and then we'll take siblings for after-school care. And I prefer the younger ones. It works better for us, so that's what we plan on staying with.
Keep a lot of earplugs around, huh?
They're not that bad. They're not. They're really not.
You're currently in your own house,
Correct.
and how many kids do you have?
So as of right now, I have 11,
You have how many employees and you have?
2,
Two?
She has a home daycare license.
Right.
right.
That's her home, she has a home daycare license.
You said, how many employees will you have when you move?
So including me, it'll be 5. Like I said, I did break down a ratio for you all, if I can hand you this, piece of paper. I plan on taking 4 kids under the age of 1. That requires 1 staff, and then I'll take 10 between the age of 13 and 24 months, and they will have 2 staff. Then 24 to 36 months, I plan on having 8 children, so that requires 1. And then 3 to 5-year-olds, 6, and that requires 1 staff. I won't be going over 30 kids, so, yeah, that's that.
All right, so say that again. You have 1 for,
Can I pass this out?
Yeah.
This has everything.
you don't have a drawing of the facilities?
I do not have a drawing. I mean, I can get you one. I don't have one of them right now.
How many restrooms are in the building?
There are 2.
Thank you.
Is there a downstairs?
There is a basement, but we will not be utilizing it.
Thank you.
You know how large the facility is?
So the space that we will be occupying is a little bit over 2,200 square feet. I'm not including the basement because I'm not including the basement. There's a total of 6, I believe 6 classrooms, the way they have it divided off. And then there is 6 doors.
So you say 6 classrooms, so one of them will be dedicated to the ones under 1.
So the infants have to be in a room where there is a door for them to go directly out of in case of a fire. So they will be there. Each age group will be separated. Like I said, with one of them, I can have 2 staff, so I may separate them in between, but I'm not really sure. I haven't really figured all that out. I plan on making a sensory area. So all the rooms will not be used just for the age groups. They will also be broken down into, because we do service kids with autism that are on the spectrum. So that's another reason why we need to move, so that we can have the adequate space for the kids that we service.
Any other questions from the board?
Only one.
Seems like we've had a lot of them.
I see your hours are Monday through Friday, 6 to 6, so that's 12 hours.
A day.
And so do you stagger your staff, or how does that work?
So usually nobody shows up at 6 o'clock in the morning. My day technically usually starts at 7:30. I'm the first person there. My next staff comes in at 9. So it just depends on, because when they sign, they have to sign a contract of what hours they're coming in.
So it's not gonna be 12 hours?
I won't work 12 hours. It may be open 12 hours.
Okay.
But usually, like now, my last kill is at 5:30, so.
Okay. That's all I got.
Any other questions from the board?
Other than wanting a schematic? Okay.
Seeing none, I will open it to the public. Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? And one last time, anyone like to speak for or against this petitioner? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
Sheila, since it's a special exemption, it's going to go to the town council.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve Z10E50424 with the conditions.
This one would require for this petitioner at this location for this use only.
Right.
Yes.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a roll call vote, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Yes.
Rick Holtz,
I will abstain because I don't have enough information. I don't have your drawing. When you do go to the town, make sure that you bring a drawing, because I can't give a favorable without seeing what the building looks like, what's your plan for the fence, where you're gonna put the fence. So the town might even say the same thing. If we don't have drawing to see what the inside looks like. You know, I understand the state will come in and measure everything and say, well, they might say your measurements, you can't have as many kids as you think you have, or you could have more. So, but without seeing that right now, I'm abstaining.
Pete Gibb, yes. William Myers,
Yes.
and Tim Fortier, chairman.
So no for me, please.
No?
No.
So we got 3 in favor, 1 no, and 1 abstention.
So we have a pass. It'll go to town council.
Thank you.
It's not that we don't like your idea. You've got a fantastic plan. You just got to make sure you provide the town council more information than what you just gave. Okay.
Our next case is Z11U V4-0424. Alan Watkins, petitioner, and Broadway Office Group LLC owner, located at 7020 Broadway. Variance of use approval from section 21-136 in a C2 community commercial zoning district on .93 acres to allow a residential facility with amenities. Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Alan Watkins, and we are a shared housing / co-living provider, helping white-collar and blue-collar people, single adults, with affordable short-term housing, 3 months, and longer-term housing in a clean, safe, and secure environment. Our business model is similar to what a motel provides, yet providing more in the way of amenities and longer stays. This is a model that is trending across the world, especially around major cities. If you were to Google shared housing or co-living, you'd find that to be the case. So what we do is we rent fully furnished homes and private bedrooms with fully furnished common spaces. The type of people that we service are single adults in different phases of life who need an affordable place to stay, while they save money to eventually afford an apartment or buy a home. We have people of all ages, some with travel or relocation jobs, such as traveling nurses, divorcees, widows, widowers, and the list goes on. We're not focused on a specific demographic. Anyone who qualifies financially and passes a credit check and a background check and a face-to-face interview to determine their people skills and for getting along with others and cleanliness can be one of our residents. Our homes we don't allow overnight guests, alcohol or drugs. Smoking is allowed only outside. There are no curfews. Residents come and go at their pleasure. There is no medication monitoring or dispensing, and we don't provide assisted living, nor are there any other restrictions or infringements into their lives. They are independent residents as they normally would be otherwise. For these above reasons, this is not a group home. And I did provide an attachment to my packet describing what a group home is. In addition to my management of the home, I assigned one of the residents as a house lead to oversee the home from the inside to ensure cleanliness and a harmonious, peaceful environment. If you were to walk into one of our homes, you would see full furnishings and decorations. It would be clean, orderly, and likely you wouldn't see anybody or 1 or 2 people. Our residents tend to work a lot of hours and different shifts and mostly stay in their rooms when they are home. Our homes are typically over 2,000 square feet with 6+ bedrooms, 2+ full baths. 7020 Broadway, as per the drawings that I've attached to my packet, it is 2,680 square feet. And we'll have 7 bedrooms and 3 full baths. There's ample parking at the rear of the house, and there's an asphalt driveway there. So we respectfully request your consideration for our use of 7020 Broadway as a shared housing facility, similar to what a motel would provide, yet more in the way of amenities and longer stays at an affordable price. I might mention that Sheila Shine did set up a meeting with the chief of police and fire chief, who asked some questions. They had some concerns, which I answered, and they seem to be favorable to this concept. Appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Sheila?
Petitioner is seeking a variance of use approval from Section 21-136 to allow a residential facility with amenities on .939 acres in a C2 Community Commercial Zoning District. Petitioner wants to locate this business at 7020 Broadway, Merrillville. Petitioner would like to use the subject property as a residential facility similar to a motel, providing a fully furnished common area while renting bedrooms, providing amenities, and allowing longer stays with an affordable cost. Petitioner assigns one resident as the house lead to co-manage along with the petitioner. Petitioner states that the business will not change the nature of the community. Petitioner is a shared house co-living provider, not a group home operator. Petitioner has 2 locations up and running in Valparaiso and 1 in Portage. Petitioner submits that the establishment of the proposed variance will not be detrimental to the public's healthy, safe, or morals and general welfare, and will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other properties in the immediate vicinity for the purpose that already permitted, nor substantially diminish and impair property values. Petitioner is aware of the camera ordinance. Petitioner has met with the fire inspector and the chief of police regarding this proposed use. For this petitioner only, at this location only, and for this use only. Mr. Chair, I did try and contact Valparaiso and Portage, but they didn't get back to me. I'm going to try and reach out to them again before he goes to the town council, whenever he goes to the town council. I'm going to try to reach out to them again because that was a request that I get something from them.
Basically a reference.
Right, and I did not know if you applied for anything there, because I kept waiting for them to call me back, and they didn't, and I called back. Did you have to go through any process?
No, I
You just
did
bought
not.
a house and move people in?
Yeah, rentals are allowed in the areas where I have rentals, and I live in one of them.
So it's just like this, it's a house with 6 people living in them?
Correct.
So, and you didn't apply for anything to be there? That's probably why they didn't get back.
There's no requirement.
There's no requirement. Okay, thank you, then
I mean,
I'll,
this is a special case because of it being zoned commercial.
I'll go another.
This location on Broadway, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
I'll
special
go another
situation.
route then. I'll contact the police department and ask, they wanted me to ask if there were any calls to your homes.
Yes. No, I mean, there has not been, but yeah, you can do that. But no, we've not had any issues.
Okay. All right, well then that's why, because you didn't apply for anything. Okay.
What's going in the basement?
Storage closets, or, storage closets for storage.
So it shows 6 storage units. You're gonna have 7 people there?
Yeah. We have a garage in the back, too.
Is this
Not every occupant asks for storage. But
Is
some
this for individuals only or couples also?
individuals only. just because it wouldn't be fair to the other people to have couples staying in the rooms. And then you get the problem with, all right, couples who just want to shack up together versus married couples, and so it's just single individuals.
Co-ed?
Excuse me?
Co-ed?
The homes are and the rooms are not. I mean, because the rooms are single individuals, but the homes are co-ed, yes. And there's a reason for that. I guess I could explain that for you. When I first did the first home, which I started this in the 2018, or was it 2019, I first put all women in the home, but I found that that didn't work out very well. Not all women, of course, but some women get to be catty when they're around too many other women. And so the women that were giving me a problem, I asked to leave, and they did leave because I required them to. I then opened it up to males, and so when I started putting males into the homes, I found that they seemed to get along better. It was just a better environment. And so that's part of my model now is the homes are co-ed.
If it was all males, it wouldn't be clean. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably right. But some males are cleaner than some women, so.
Yes.
This is pretty well set back off the road, off of Broadway. It's not in the front, though, is it?
I'm not sure exactly how far back it's set off. I wouldn't say it's far. I mean, this is almost an acre of land, but
Well,
the home's not that far off the
I
road.
looked at an aerial view, and it looked like they gave 70-20 as the place in back, and then there was a house in the front.
No, it's the house,
It's the house, too?
right.
It's all one?
It's a garage back there.
Okay, oh, that's the garage, the white?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they show that as the address.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just a house in the garage. Yeah.
And then, I know it's not a group home, but it's shared, so they share the bathrooms, they share the kitchen.
Correct.
Do you do a background check?
Yes, I do an online background check, yes. At my expense, I don't charge them for it. I don't charge an application fee because I just believe those kind of fees are not fair.
What's the?
I've been a regular landlord as well.
Yeah.
I've been in the real estate for over 30 years. I'm a real estate broker. And so I've got a lot of experience with rentals and landlording. And I started this concept back in 2019.
What's the minimum stay?
Minimum stay that I've had has probably been 3 months.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if somebody come in for a day or 2 days, then you gotta clean the place.
Well, that would be functioning as an Airbnb, and I did do an Airbnb starting out with one of the rooms in each of the homes, 2 homes that I still have. I did a third one. The first one I did, I ended up selling. And I do have an Airbnb, a log cabin on a lake that I do. So I'm very familiar with Airbnb and the short-term rental. For this business model, the Airbnb I did not like. It was just too busy and too, I guess you could say, unstable with the other residents, having somebody coming and going, different people. And then you don't know who you're getting. You don't get to interview them to kind of feel them out and what kind of individual you're getting. So, and then they're there only 1 night or 2 nights, and then they tend to not be as clean and respectful of everybody else. So I learned to stop doing that. And so I don't do the short term. It's 3 months minimum. And then I've had people there for a couple of years.
They prepare their own meals?
Yes.
Oh, could they keep track of whose is whose?
Well, as far as food, they are assigned a shelf and a pantry or a closet. I turn closets, the common closets I turn into pantries where it makes sense. And then we label the shelves for their individual storage of food items if they want to use. Otherwise, they can keep their food in their room, that's fine, dry foods. And then we put in 2 refrigerators, and we label the shelves in the refrigerator for their storage. And they can also, of course, mark their food items with a marker for their name. And I also don't mind if they want to put a mini fridge in their bedrooms. They're allowed to do that too. That's their choice.
Pictures of the rooms that were provided, are they in your current locations?
Yes. That's the ones that was provided at 730 Governor Road, yes.
this is not a rehab facility, this is just housing.
Correct.
Okay. Wish I could have shown your presentation to our previous petitioner, because she seemed like we were asking too many questions, and you provided all the answers before we had to ask the questions.
Thank you.
I can see where the kitchens would be shared, but the bathrooms might be another story. Yeah,
Well, this home's going to have 3 full baths.
okay.
And my previous homes only had 2 baths, but only 6 bedrooms each. And it's not been a problem. I mean, of course, I'm not there 24/7. I'm sure there's been times where people have had to wait. But because people have different schedules too, that helps out with, as far as taking showers and stuff. And I'm sure that sometimes people, work with one another on the timing of, taking the showers. But it's not been a complaint that I've had to deal with.
Are you constructing this into this design? This is not done yet, right? This
No,
part-
correct, no, correct, it's not, we haven't purchased it yet, we have it under contract to purchase it. And so if you guys give me the approval, then I'll be submitting permits, of course, to do the remodel of this house or structure.
So is the house already set up like this other than the basement?
No, the second floor is open, wide open. There are no walls on the second floor, it's just a wide open space. And the first floor is partially set up that way. We're taking down a wall on the first floor and adding a wall to create an extra bedroom on the first floor. And create the open concept, because right now it's more petitioned off, separate rooms, and there's a dining room with a wall. And so we're actually eliminating the closed-off dining room and creating an open concept, and putting up a wall and creating a bedroom, additional bedrooms, which gives us the 7 bedrooms. But what you see is what my design is to you, what the space will be for us, not what it currently is.
If they leave the bedroom, can they lock their room up?
Oh, yes, there's entry locks, and they get their own individual key. They get a key to the front door. All the entry doors on this particular house has 3 entry doors, front, side, and rear. And those doors will all be keyed the same, and so the resident will have a key to those doors to access. And then their rooms will, of course, be keyed differently and be private.
Have you ever had a situation where you've had an ex-tenant that has made a copy of the key and possibly tried to come back?
No, we have not had that situation.
Okay.
But if I've had a troubled resident that concerned me, then I would change the lock.
Gotcha.
Shows an entrance from the south to the second floor, so there's a.
Yes, there is there is a 4th entry or exit on the second floor on the south side. So it's a stairway going up so that the second floor has an entry from the interior going up into the second floor, and then there's the exterior exit from an outside stairway. And we will have to rebuild or do some work to that stairway as part of our remodel.
And each bedroom has a window?
Yes. Well, one of them currently, as structured, there's not a window there for one of them on the second floor, but we'll be putting in a window.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
Is the facility a central air conditioning and heat, or is it an individual?
Central. And there'll be 2, one for the second floor and one for the first floor. So the first floor will be located in the basement. And the second floor, where you see it, there's a closet right in the center of that diagram. There's a closet. That's where the furnace is located, on the second floor.
I'm going to put this question out again, and Sheila, you'll probably tell me I'm wrong, but Do you have to have ADA compliance?
AT what? I don't even know what that is.
ADA for handicap, be able to have a handicap facility that you could get into and out with wheelchairs?
Not that I'm aware of, no. I've never been questioned with that, but we use larger doors than what is typical, not 36-inch doors on the interior, but 34-inch doors.
They don't have to have that, do they? ADA?
So, I can tell you the building code part of it. So when a new building comes on, that's the code right now for them to be ADA. We can't go back to make old buildings like this and mandate that they tear the structure up and make it like that. It's the same thing with the other young lady. If she decides that she wants to have handicapped children, or if he decides that he wants to service somebody that's handicapped, then that would be upon him to do it. But as far as the building code is, we can't make people go back and, with old buildings and be ADA.
Okay, thanks.
That was a big thing for a while with us. We had to get the state documents to prove that we can't make people do that.
What about sprinklers? Do you have sprinklers?
Not typically, no. We
The
have,
building, that building is probably not sprinkled, so the fire, Bob will make them have a fire alarm. They will have to get fully working fire alarms. So buildings that are not sprinkled, they have to have fully working fire alarm systems.
So smoke
So-
alarm every bedroom?
oh yeah, every bedroom, every common space.
So, because the code is, how
CO2.
big is the building?
I'm sorry,
How big is the building?
2,860, I think it was,
Right.
160? Yeah, I mean, whatever the code is for that, we'll certainly do it, but for me, it's just standard, regardless of what the code is, that there has to be a smoke alarm in every bedroom and common space.
Is smoking allowed in the building?
No, only outside. It just wouldn't be fair to residents who don't smoke.
Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, I'll open to the audience. Anyone for or against the petitioner? Anyone for or against the petitioner? Last time, anyone for or against the petitioner? Jacket's not moving, so I guess we're good to come back to the board for a motion. Anyone like to make a motion for or against this petitioner?
I'll make a motion to approve Z11UV40424 with the conditions.
For this petitioner at this location for this use only.
Right.
Do I have a second? We have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Can I ask one more? What is the building currently being used for?
It's vacant. It's been vacant for a year or more. The company that used to be there, they did something with, was it hospice care? I saw a sign there that mentioned that, on the side of the building, something to do with hospice care. That's all I know.
We have a first and a second. Can we get a vote, please?
Christopher Mellon,
Yeah.
Rick Holtz,
Yes.
Pete Gibb, yes. William Byers,
Yes.
Tim Fortier,
Yes,
5-0, Chairman.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
So I will contact you when you get on the agenda for the town council.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Can we get a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Aye.
I have to make all the motions.